What is going on, YouTube? Hope y'all are doing good. So I'm starting to get some of the paperwork back, and I was going to do a video encompassing all of my stories in my escapades at casinos, but that would be too long. So we're going to break it into it's going to be a 5-part series here. There'll probably be 5-6 minute long videos, but I like to rant and ramble. So if I rant and ramble, I apologize. But got the tax forms back for one of them, and I just had another excursion at that exact same one yesterday. So what a good time. So we're gonna go ahead, I'll put that on the screen right now. Before this, only time I've went to a casino was 2 times in my life, and I think I walked in and lost like $200 each time, and I've never thought about a casino again. I was in Cali about this time last year. They had 80 closed because of a snowstorm, and the only place to park was Thunder Valley Casino and Resort. It's right there in Lincoln, California, right on I-80, or a little ways off I-80, like 10 miles off I-80. And so I parked there for the night. Walked in, and I spent about 4 or 5 days there. And I'll put the thing up, but for 1 week, I've only been to that one. This was all last year. For at least 3 to 4 days, we'll just call it a week, from the tax documents, I won $29,000. And I'll put that up there. And I lost, we'll get into loss, but that's what they paid me. For that week I was there, it was $29,000 and 100 something, however many hundreds of dollars. So that should be on the screen right now. So how'd that happen, right? And that was the start, and we'll get into, like, you would think that's a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, but it was just the beginning of my casino escapades for that year, if I only knew. But I pulled in there because the snowstorm was closed, or snowstorm had I-80 closed. I just woke up, so I apologize if it's not making much sense. I'll get my bearings here. Pulled in, amazing place, like awesome casino. And I'm not bad. Only thing bad they say is like with me in general, but had my truck paid for, had plenty of money in my bank. Still had money in my bank when I left. That $29,000 was all their money, except for $500 of it. Was what I originally walked in there with, was with $500. Let me go blow $500. I'm sitting here anyway. The road's not open. What else am I gonna do? So I walk in there, walk into the high limit table. Had to be second or third spin on a $25 pool machine, and it was a $8,000 jackpot. Never won anything at a casino before this. And the feeling you get when people are paying you $100 bills on top of $100 bills, where I couldn't fit $8,000 in my wallet. Shit was exciting, right? So they caught me a room, they gave me a free room. Oh, here, sir. Right? They wanted their money back. You only win at a casino if you walk away. But that wasn't the end of it, right? I won $8,000. So I get up, and this is before I discovered roulette. This is before I discovered table games. This was strictly walking in and slots. That $29,000 was slot machines only. I had to have a leprechaun crawl up my ass that week. I don't know what happened. So I go to another machine. It's like $25 pull. Win another 5, like the second spin. So I'm up 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like $15,000. So I'm there 3-4 days and start drinking. I win another $15,000 at some point. Alcohol isn't free in California, but when you're sitting on $100 bills, it doesn't matter anyway. Free rooms. Had a time of my life, and because I won that money so easily, because it took literally 10 minutes and I was already up 15 G's. So I start going to like the $100 pool machines. And so I'd lose like 2-3 grand, gain it back. Lose 2-3 grand, gain it back. Well, I ended up walking out of there with nothing. Right? So what you see there is for 1 week, $29,000 I won. I only put in $500. Like out of my own pocket was $500. And that was the beginning of 2023, and the beginning of the roller coaster that was me and casinos and the leprechaun that crawled up my ass for the year. Because honest to God, and I remember leaving, and you know, it wasn't nothing off my back. It was just, it was play money. It was free money. It was a good time. I wasn't counting it while I was earning it, but I knew it was a lot from the little jackpot winnings I had. But walked out of there with nothing. Not a single penny of what but I only put in $500. And we'll skip, right? We're going to skip. We'll get to the meat and potatoes of that year, because it gets crazier than that number you saw, than 29 grand. So like I come back and I'm in California again, and I'm out of hours, and there's Thunder Valley Casino. So I pull in there. I walk in there with, this was yesterday, I walk in there with $150. I turn that $150 into, put that on screen, 4 grand. 4 G's. I turned $150, $150, $200 into 4 grand. Did I walk away? No. That'd be the smart thing to do. I won all that in like 30 minutes. I lost all that in about an hour. So if you're out here, right, and you happen to go to a casino, and I have, there's 6 more that I'm waiting on tax documents for. 6 more. But if you win, I don't care if it's 5 grand, 6 grand, whatever. 500 more than what you get, and you start getting that feeling like you can't lose, get the fuck out of there. But yeah, this was the beginning of my casino escapades. And at the very first casino I went into, tax documents, 29 G's at old Thunder Valley. And then I just won another 4 grand yesterday. But I walked away with nothing both times because I'm an idiot. And I've realized over the year, especially because like I said, it's the beginning. So I've realized that I don't go play at casinos to win money. If that was the case, I would have walked out 20 different times. I go for the experience. I go for the lights, the atmosphere. And in the long run, if I look at like money I've actually spent, it hasn't been much compared to what I've won, what I could have taken from said casinos. I started rambling a bit, so I cut the end off there. That'll be for part 2. But you would think, okay, all that money lost. If I ever got in that situation again, you'd do the smart thing. I'm not a smart man. But we will continue this on part 2 when we get into the Oklahoma casinos. But time-wise, that ain't a few months. That's a few months down the road. And when I get those tax documents, we will dabble more into the year of craziness, if you will. But anyway, y'all have a good week, good year, happy new year. Be decent, be safe, tiptoe 10-4. I'm gone. Y'all take it easy.